The EU is the biggest development partner involved in the justice sector in Kenya. We currently have this program with a total budget of 4.3 billion Kenyan shillings. And as a matter of illustration, this is today the second event that we have this morning around on this program. Focused on a number of lessons learned that we can draw from the pandemic and how COVID-19 has on one hand emphasized some of the challenges that we saw previously in the justice sector in Kenya, notably when it comes to access to justice for women victims of gender-based violence, when it comes to efficiency of justice, and in particular for the most vulnerable group, including when it comes to prisons. And also, in my presentation, I reflected on the opportunities offered by the COVID-19 pandemic, especially when it comes to the uptake of digital technologies to improve the efficiency of the delivery of the justice system in Kenya, bearing in mind that there is always a risk of increasing what we call the digital gap, in particular for access to justice for the most marginalized group. So these are actions that we need to be very careful about as well. The issue of prison congestion and the poor maintenance of prison, and when the rights of prisoners are not systematically respected, then you create grounds for radicalization, for risk of radicalization and for risk of crime. Well, we have seen, and many statistics support that, an increase of the cases, reported cases of gender-based violence across the country. And as we are right now in the middle of the 16 days of activism to combat gender-based violence, I think it's very important that collectively as development partners, government and non-state actors, we reflect on how we can improve the eradication of gender-based violence in the country. Well, first of all, the EU is committed to continue its engagement, including financial support to the modernization and strengthening of the justice sector in Kenya. And second, we're also engaged in a policy dialogue with the judiciary and with the government to ensure that the justice system receives the attention that it should get, including in terms of financing. Well, one of the key objectives in the vision of the Chief Justice Martha Koome is to strengthen trust and confidence of the public and the Kenyan citizens in the justice system. So we do realize that in order to do that, the criminal justice system in particular needs to be fully empowered to effectively investigate and prosecute cases of corruption. This is one of those priorities that the EU will be looking at in the future of its support to the justice sector in Kenya.